Having 35 kids in a classroom, you want some sort of work to be done and you want to see their process. And that's a lot of grading and that's a lot of checking on my own. Revolution Prep made my life easier. Using technology and having these stations actually helped with classroom management. It wasn't the other way around. I have 3 stations that are always going on. Small group with me, so they're getting small group instruction. Independent stations on the computers where they're using Revolution Prep. And then group work where they're collaborating and it's activity-based. Beginning of the class, I start off with whole group direct instruction. And then they break off into their stations and I'll usually have one learning target and they're accessing that target in different ways in every station. So the stations are a great way to personalize the lesson because they're getting the same topic 3 different ways.
The people in this class have so much enthusiasm.
Just when you come into the class, the intensity of the room, the urge to learn.
Small group with me, I'll review the direct instruction. So now it's just at a small group and personalized attention. And that's the only station where I can give them my individual time. It's close tutoring, it's closing the gaps, it's asking questions and being comfortable, and I only have to worry about 12 kids, 10 to 12 kids in this station. So I'm not overwhelmed, they feel comfortable, they feel safe. I'll have a marker and I have the desks and they can write on the desks and they can erase it and they can just show me. I'll put up a problem and I check the process, what they're good at, what they're doing wrong. That's my space to really know where everyone is and to assess everyone's needs.
It gives us an opportunity to go one-on-one with Ms. Samoya and ask questions, and her right next to us helping us on each problem we come by.
She helps you, she motivates you, she's just great.
So I have one station where they can collaborate and that's just a whole other approach to learning. And here they work on an activity, book work, a project. It depends on what I'm teaching that day and what feels good for that content area. They're expected to be and encouraged to be very social, work together, and rely on each other.
We talk about a question and it helps us because we each get different answers and it helps us to come to the correct answer as one.
The main thing that controls this station are peer tutors. I give them a pretest at the beginning of the year. And everyone is coming at a different level, and I always have students that are a little bit higher in math or English. In a different unit, when I give a pretest, I might have different peer tutors, so it gives an opportunity for a new batch of students to have the opportunity to be a peer tutor. They feel very empowered.
And you get to review at the same time, and you get to help someone else, and it also makes you feel better about yourself.
They're helping me out, they're helping their students, they feel good about it. So it really changes the culture of the class because there isn't one leader, one boss. There's 10 of us in the classroom and at every station. It works out well. My peer tutors were the ones that had perfect scores. They have another station where they're applying their skills through the computer with Revolution Prep. Instead of me having to check everything at all times, there is a set of problems, and as students are solving and putting in answers, it immediately gives them results. So that's one less thing for me to do. I don't have to check those answers.
They show you step by step what you did wrong, shows you everything you need to do to get the answer right.
So we'll focus more on getting actually the correct answer instead of just clicking away.
I only had 8 to 10 computers in my room every day, so you don't really need that much time because I think 30 minutes max on the computer is enough time for kids to be focused on it and then move on to the next thing. It's web-based, so if they didn't finish what they wanted to finish, they can come back after school or they could finish at home. A lot of my students finished at home.
I'll probably be on Revolution Prep for like 6 hours straight. My mom will be like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm doing my work." She's all like, "Wow, you actually like that, huh?" And I'm like, "Yes, Mom, I like it."
When I started Rev Prep, I didn't know anything. So I put the kids on the computer and they would take out scratch paper to do their work. But I noticed that they wouldn't keep their scratch paper. And it's really important to keep it because whatever you completed on one mentor session, you might need those tips and that work in the second mentor session or in the future. So I really needed them to keep all their work on Revolution Prep on one journal. So they have their notebook in a composition book format. They draw a line. On the right side, they're showing their work step by step. On the left side is the reflection part, and that's the key. They are writing in their reflections how they felt about that mentor session, what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are. And they were also using tips that Revolution Prep provides in the diagnostic and storing them in one place.
We wrote everything down, our process, or how we do it, and how do I feel about this.
It really helps you to return to your own notes, something that you understand and you hand wrote. And it's pretty fun to just write about what you think about math and have nobody judge you for it.
and it was a part of their grade, so they were held accountable, and that was the important piece. Students were a lot more invested in Revolution Prep because now they took their time.
I learned to take my time and solve each problem down to the basic unit. Now that way I'm sure of my answer when I answer it.
The results between the first month where I didn't use it, second month and on, tremendous. What makes this tool very powerful is that they have these reports that students can look at and I can use to restructure my instruction for the day or my curriculum. Using the reports has helped me because I have less grading to do. Revolution Prep is putting them in the right categories. I look at my reports every day. It's telling me who needs my attention. It's telling me who's ready to be a peer tutor and move on. And the students are really invested in looking at the reports too. When students look at the reports, they know what they're weak in and what they need to get stronger in. They were able to see the increase or the progress, and that's what kept their confidence and motivation high throughout the year.
It helps you motivate you because like you know you're doing good, you can see the improvement, so you take the test like, oh, okay, I got it.
We will be in class and students will be so happy because of the results. They will get like 100% on most of their tests.
90% of my students came in far below basic. Nobody scored advanced or proficient on the pre-test. Using Revolution Prep, using the stations and all the resources that I had, 92% passed math, 86% passed proficient, 74% passed English. Also, I had 40 perfect scores compared to last year when I didn't have Revolution Prep, I only had 13 perfect scores.